So today I wanted to talk about what's holding you back from writing your book. So for those of you that are new to me, again, hello, my name is Brooke-Sidney. I'm a celebrity ghostwriter, author, coach, and attorney, and I help people write and publish soul-led books, right? And I help them make multiple streams of author and authorpreneur income. So if you're interested in building up another stream of income, or you're interested in creating a book, then you are in the right place. And today, if something is holding you back, then this message is for you. So I posted a little bit ago asking people, what is your biggest struggle right now? Your number one struggle in terms of creating your book? And I got several answers, but there were a couple that rose to the top. I heard quite often, don't know where to start. That is a very common one, not knowing where to start, how to get started. Actually take your ideas in your mind and get them all the way to a completed book. It's not an easy task, right? If so, everyone would have one. The other common result or answer that I got was the fact that they didn't know what story to choose, like which idea would make the best book. Again, that is a very common reason for having a challenge starting. And then the last one that I heard that was most common, those were the top three, was finding time to write. Or some people actually wrote on there, so-and-so was taking up all of their time. So not having enough time. Well, all of those are really good reasons. Some people would call them excuses. I'm going to say they're good reasons. However, there's one important reason that is holding all of you back that haven't written your book. And has held me back in the past from writing and helping and sharing and launching a business and all the things. And that number one thing that's holding you back, it's not having a story idea. It's not the fact that you don't know where to start. And it's not the fact that you don't have enough time. The number one thing holding you back is your fear. Your fear. Your fears are holding you back from writing and publishing your best-selling book this year. Nothing else, right? Because once we move past the fear, we can pick a story idea. We can figure out where to start or get help. That's why you have the Soul Story Writers Group. Please go and join that free group. And time management. We decide that we're going to manage our time differently. That's what we do when we're working through the fear, or walking in spite of the fear, or setting our fears to the side and doing it anyway. So I want to tell you that my goal is to be straight and honest and fair, and call it the lawyer in me. But I have to tell you, the number one thing holding you back from writing your book, your biggest struggle and your biggest challenge, ultimately is you and your fears. Yes, your fears. So today I wanted to talk about three fears that are keeping you back. And I want to make sure that I keep this live stream brief. I don't want to have a long talk today. I want to make sure that you are jumping into the Soul Story Writers Group, where I'm going to be providing more and more live streams, more and more tips, more writing support, and more help. So make sure you jump into that group. But the first fear that I want to talk about, which I think is very, very important, is the fear of not knowing, right? So many of you just said, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. This is a very common fear. A lot of people allow it to keep you in sort of analysis, paralysis, overthinking. This fear will undoubtedly keep you stuck. It keeps you in your mind and not in action. I repeat, This fear keeps you in your mind and not in action. It keeps you tossing and turning and procrastinating, and you're not actually doing anything. So often we think that we're busy and that we're doing something, and in fact, we're actually doing nothing. We're just sitting around having things go in our head, and we wonder why we're tired, because our mind's been rolling things over and over. But when we look at our to-do list, nothing has been done. No action steps have been taken. So the fear of not knowing will keep you stuck. There are ways that you can know, and there's ways that you can decide. So stick around. I'll be doing a series of live streams on that. So let me know in the comments, and let me know below if one of your fears is not knowing, like not knowing what's going to happen, not knowing what to write. The second one is a complementary fear. They often go together, and that's the fear of the unknown. Writing a book, becoming an author, is stepping out into a new space. It's literally putting yourself out there. And if you've never done it before, it is definitely scary. It's scary to know that something that you've written and put your heart and soul into is going to be judged. It's scary to particularly think that like now you have to do something with the book. You may not know what to do with the book. You don't even know who the person is that you need to become to be an author, to be a public figure, to be out there truly sharing your thoughts. This fear is so understandable. It's a big, big fear. I totally get it. And it is the fear of the unknown. It's all the things that you don't have the answers to, apart from writing the book, right? All the other unknowns that exist once you step off the cliff and decide, hey, I'm going to do it. So I totally get it. Jump into the group, jump into the Soul Story Writers group. We're going to work through that fear together. And the last fear that I wanted to talk about today, because my goal is to keep this brief and for you to know that you're being supported and that there's a place where you can get help and you can be with like-minded people. And that's in the Soul Story Writers group. It's perfectly free. Where you have people that understand the fears, that are walking through the fears, and you have me as a guide to literally hold your hand. The last fear, which I think a lot of people don't think about consciously, but it works on our subconscious and really, I think, makes our stomach hurt and makes us truly fearful, is the fear of not keeping your own promises. So many of us don't understand how we build confidence and self-esteem. Confidence and self-esteem are built through doing hard things, overcoming fears, failing sometimes, continuing to keep going, but keeping our promise to ourselves. It's having integrity with your word, integrity to yourself. It's not excusing away the things that you don't want to do or don't feel like doing. It's not making reasons that look like excuses to everyone else about why you're not doing something. And the person who hears all of your reasons and the person who hears all of your excuses is you. No one else. You hear all of them. So you hear when you don't follow through. You hear when you don't keep your promise. You hear when you, like, they call this whole thing now called silently quitting. You hear it, you see it, your soul sees it, it is there. And a lot of us are afraid of committing to a new project or committing to a new thing because we are afraid of not following through and keeping our promise to ourselves. So let me know in the comments, let me know if any of these resonated. First of all, did the overall idea of having a fear or being fearful keep you from writing your book? Is that one of the things holding you back? And then I specifically want to know in the comments was it the fear of not knowing? Like, again, not knowing what to do, not knowing where to start, or the greater or complementary fear number 2, the fear of the unknown, all that you have to do and become to make this dream manifest and to make this dream happen and walk it out, who you have to be, what you have to do, all the other things that, not tactical, like not knowing what to do, but all the other unknowns that come in once you take this big step and become this amazing writer and share your ideas? Does number 2 resonate with you? If so, let me know in the comments. And then number 3 that we're discussing today is the fear of not keeping your promise to yourself, the fear of not, having integrity with your word and knowing that you didn't do what you said you're going to do. Is that the fear that's keeping you stuck? Is that the fear that is ultimately holding you back from writing your book? I'd love to know. So for those of you that are interested in busting through these fears, that are interested in stopping this fear from holding you back, that are interested in overcoming maybe these fears or some other ones, and I'm planning on going live, so make sure your notifications are on and that you're following me, because I'm going to talk through some of these fears. Because guess what? When we shine light on the fears, it's easier to overcome them. When we understand that we're not the only one facing these fears, it's also easier for us to overcome. That's why I'm inviting you to jump into the Soul Stories Writers Group. Let's get this book that we promised ourselves in 2020, 2021, and 2022 that we were going to do. The book that God is whispering you to do in 2023, the book that your heart is calling for you to do in 2023. I'm inviting you to get the engine in motion and to get that train on the track. Jump into the Soul Story Writers Group today. Talk to you soon. I'll see you there.